horse bosses, welcome to my week 2 recap. I hope you enjoy watching some of the video that I have for you. I just finished day 14, and to be honest, I was gonna edit Flame out and mostly just do this on Gigi because we've been having a really hard time backing up, and she's just barely a 3-year-old in June. But I was super embarrassed with the first video. The first week we just kind of backed up like 3 or 4 feet, and I was like, okay, that's good, we're doing good. And then in week 2 I really wanted to add more to it and make her back up the whole arena like we're supposed to. And the first day of doing that was a total disaster. She locked up, she wouldn't move, it was just a bad disaster. So to be honest, I was going to edit her out of my horse boss challenge, but keep working with her and just not put out there the vulnerability that I felt riding a 3-year-old that wouldn't back up, and I didn't know how to make her back up. But I'm happy to say today was day 14, and you'll see this at the end of the video, but she made a 180 change. Dang, Miss Little Flame, she tucked her nose and she backed up like a pro. So that's after 6 days of working with a 3-year-old that I've never done before. This is my first baby that I've worked with, and working with Gigi at the same time. So I'm super excited to see what happens in the next 15 days and how we end this challenge. So I actually got to ride 4 times this week, which was pretty impressive since I've been pretty sick since the 4th. The first day actually I rode this week was actually a lesson with a lady named Carrie that lives in Phoenix. She does really well at the barrel races, and surprisingly she had us do dry work, and a lot of the dry work is the same thing that we are doing this week in the drills with Fallon Taylor in week 2. So she had us do backing up. She said that my horse's front end was pretty sticky and that I needed to work a lot on backup to free up her front end a little bit. And then she also had us do something where we kind of follow the nose around, which is the same thing as the twister drill. And then Brooke was able to also go to the lesson. I ordered my pivot and I got it in the mail, so I was excited to use it on the next day that I did my challenges. So day 2 of doing the drills was pretty good. Gigi was able to do the backup. She's a little bit better. This is week 2 of working with her with backup, so she's doing pretty good. She still throws her head up a few times, but she was able to go both directions across my little arena and do her backups. So I was pretty happy with that. Gigi did pretty good at the twister drill. I noticed that she still gets slower when we go in and do the really tight turns around the barrel, and that she's still having a little bit of problem sticking that inside leg. So this is something that we're going to keep working with. I didn't realize that it was a little bit windy outside, so I guess that's why my video is a little bit shaky on the new stand, but I was pretty impressed with how it was following us around. Also, I sped up the speed of all these videos so that this little recap wasn't too long. I feel like it's already long at 17 minutes, but anyway, this is Gigi and I doing the twister drill. Gigi and I also practiced the 3-barrel drill. We did it a couple of times at a trot, and then I got her up into a lope, and you can really see where she does start to stick her inside leg and then how she kind of bows out if she doesn't. I also brought her back down to a trot afterwards just to get her to calm back down after going through it at a canter. I feel like she's getting really good at this drill. This was our 2nd time actually doing this, and I like how she's a little bit over finishing each barrel a little bit too, and I'm hoping that's going to bleed over into our barrel pattern. So this is the first time in week 2 that I actually worked a lot with Flame on these drills. We have been doing the backup, and I've been letting her do just a couple step backs, and then we've been kind of calling it good. So this week I really wanted to focus on getting her to back up and to move around. So this was our first time working it. She struggled a little bit to get to the end of the arena, but she did pretty good. And then we started to back up the other way around the arena, and we got about halfway there with a lot of struggles, and then Flame just kind of stopped. This video is kind of fast forwarded, and I actually cut out about 30 minutes of us stuck and standing there and trying to make her back up. She would only go forward. She put her head up in the air. She wouldn't back up at all, and I got super frustrated with her, and I didn't understand what changed or what I was doing different or why she just decided to back up. So this was our struggle for the day, and she would go forward and do circles and everything else, but she just refused to back up anymore. And I don't know if this is part of working with a 3-year-old, that they just decided they aren't going to do something or what their problem is. But I finally did get her to back up. This is where we kind of cut through, and I let her back up about 3 or 4 feet, and then I'd encourage her, and then I'd back her up again 3 or 4 feet. And this was about 45 minutes into us working together today, trying to figure out how to back up. We hadn't even moved on to the other 2 drills yet. So after struggling with the backing up for a little bit over an hour, we went ahead and did the twister drill, and Flame did really good in this. I don't really push her too much because, like I said, she just did turn 3 in June. So I just kind of let her go at her own speed and practice my hands and practice her turning and where I'm going to sit. And she did really good at this. I was super impressed. We both needed to have just a little calm, easy, circling wind feeling. And I was super proud of her that she did really good. Flame also did good with the 3-barrel drill. She kind of likes this, and I think she kind of likes looking at the barrels and knowing that we're going to turn around them. It's kind of fun to feel, as she knows nothing about the barrel pattern or anything about barrels, just to feel how she's kind of like, oh yeah, this is something that I'm pretty good at and I can go around these. So it's kind of just cute to feel the difference, where when I ride Gigi, I can tell that she knows this is a barrel and she's supposed to go around it, and Flame's just kind of like, oh yeah, that's a barrel. Oh yep, okay, I guess you want me to go around it. And then we did do a teeny bit of backing up again, just to make sure at the end of every run through of each pattern that we did, just to reinforce that positive petting and loving, and that she's doing a good job. Today was super frustrating on her, and like I said before, I don't have a lot of experience riding a young horse and riding a 3-year-old, and this really just kind of I wasn't sure if I wanted to go on with her in the challenge or not and put this out there for people to see. And our 3rd day of the challenge was pretty good. It started off kind of windy and it looked like it might rain, so I kind of was on the fence if I should get out there and ride or not. And I just was watching some of Fallon Taylor's Instagram, and I was like, you know what, she's riding at midnight, well, it looks pretty dark, and other people are out riding in the rain. I can get my butt out there and do my drills. So I went out there and I did the backup with Gigi, both directions. She did so much better than she did the day before, and I was super proud of her. Then we we did the 3-barrel drill, and I think I may have messed this up just a little bit at the start of it, but Gigi was doing really good. I really like how I can feel the difference that she's following her nose around. I'm really impressed with how just working with this and with my hand placement and looking at the top of the barrel instead of at a spot beside the barrel, and really how my body is changing when I go around this drill, how Gigi and I are just working together as a little bit of team. I feel like this is going to bleed over into our barrel racing, and I'm really excited to see how this affects our pattern. I did Gigi at a walk, and then I did her at a trot both directions, and then I did do her at the canter, and then I brought her back down to the trot just to bring her back down. She is starting to stick her inside leg a little bit better. You can see it at the trot. She does it really well, and I can tell that she's solid and underneath me. I don't really feel any shouldering at all either. She still loses it a little bit at the canter, but I feel like it's just going to get stronger as we keep working at it. And then we did the twister drill. We started at a trot and then tried to keep the trot in the middle while we did the circles. And then I did a few times at the canter. Gigi did pretty good. She's not breaking down her speed to a walk anymore, especially when we do it at the trot. I can tell at the canter she's still having a little bit of problem sticking that inside hind leg, so this is something that we're just going to keep working at and hope that she keeps getting stronger in the hind end, where she starts trusting that hind leg to stick it where it needs to be. So day 3 with Flame, I wasn't really sure if I was going to actually do a day 3 with her. After riding Gigi, it kind of got windy and it sounded like thunder and it might rain. And so I actually sat back and waited about 20 to 30, 40 minutes to see if it was going to rain. And I was going to wait for that to be my excuse not to ride her today. But the weather did clear up a little bit, so I was like, okay, we need to get on her. So I went ahead and got on her. I was super not feeling confident. So we started with the 3-barrel drill because she does really well at this. She kind of likes to have something to do. It keeps her feet moving and it doesn't let her lock up or anything. So she did really good at the 3-barrel drill. I went ahead and I walked her through, and then I did a couple of trot throughs, and she did really good. She was being really willing. She wasn't really fighting me too much today. She normally carries her head a little bit higher, but she was doing pretty good today. So I was feeling really confident, and I was giving her tons of love and just making sure that we were still a good pair together. It really helped restore my confidence. So I still wasn't sure if I was going to keep her in the challenge or not, but I did go ahead and video everything and did a few backups at the end of each drill just to reinforce some of it, but I wasn't feeling too confident of where that might lead. Next, we did the twister drill. She did pretty good at this one as well too. I didn't really fight with her too much. I just kind of let her pick her own speed when we went in to do the slower speed around the barrel. Again, she was doing pretty good, and I was starting to feel a little confident. I was like, okay, now we know what the next one is, and it's the backup, and however it goes, we'll just try it. And if it's super bad, I could just chicken out and not put her in the challenge and not let anybody see it. Okay, so we set up for the backup, and I just kind of asked her, and she tucked her head right down and backed straight up. I'm telling you, she is backing up better than Gigi did, and I was super impressed. We went all the way across the arena, so I gave her some love. We turned around and I was like, okay, we're going to try it the other way. So I held my hands, just the constant pressure, and I did put pressure on her a little bit with my legs. She paused a little bit again where we stopped last time, but I was able to keep her going, and she backed up both directions like a champ. I was so impressed with her and how much she has changed in just working with these drills for 2 weeks. I took Gigi to a local gymkhana. We were able to make a run at the Taylor Arena. We ran to the right, which is her stronger side to run to. We did hit the second barrel, but her turns around each barrel, even the fallen barrel, were super awesome. She didn't blow off the third. She turned pretty sharp, and I'm super impressed with this. And we ended up winning second overall in our age group. So it was a good break to get away, even though I wasn't feeling 100%. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the end of week 3. Bye.